big time. And what is going on in their head to make them not see the light of the flat earth and want to teach the truth? It's like those people, that is a quickening of separation of the wheat and the tares. God's like really separating all those people from the few who know the truth and get to see God and walk in that light and downloaded it and process it and see it and feel it and live it.
But you know, that's how it was when Jesus came to the earth. All the religious people, they were expecting the Messiah and all this stuff, and then when he was actually there, they were too blindsided by the religion. Like,
that's
no, he's doing miracles. They said he's doing miracles on a Sunday, so that can't be him.
And
it's
then
like
on top of that, he's black on top of that. That's why
Right.
they freed that nasty ass Barabbas, that nasty white man criminal over Jesus, this black man. You know, oh man.
You have to be able to blend in.
That's
Egypt.
Right.
That's why when Jesus, that's why when they turned, what's his name, made him see again, what's his name?
I know what you're talking about.
And they brought him into the city, and people like, look, this man can see, and they brought it to the Pharisees, and the Pharisees, who's this man?
They were like, bring his parents in.
Yeah.
We don't believe it.
They brought his parents in. And
And
I just read about that, and then half of them were tossed up. They were like, how can a devil make blind people see? This has to be him. But then the half of them were still stuck on it, and they were just trying to follow him and figure it out.
Right.
But they still at the end.
Right. That shit spread out to the ends of the
earth. It was because he
earth.
was perfect, and he didn't speak of flaw, and that's...
see, that's why, who betrayed Jesus? Peter?
Judas.
Judas.
Yeah, Judas.
That's why Judas was sent in by the Pharisees to see what was going on.
Right. Be his friend. You know, he's his friend. He'll trust you. And
just like the government. You know what I'm saying? But Jesus did know that he was going to betray him.
Yeah.
He did know. So when he came, he already knew.
Yeah. He's like, he even said at the Last Supper, one of you are going to betray me. And that's so crazy, dude. This is what I wanted to tell you about.
Because it all went down according to, it's trying to show an example to us.
I saw this video on YouTube one time about the Last Supper, and the Last Supper painting is actually something to do with astrology.
Yeah,
and it shows everything about the stars in the sky and everything. It was really crazy. That's the one thing that I've never researched more on and pursued that I wanted to know about.
I think that's New Age, though.
Oh, for real? That's probably why.
Yeah. That's crazy, though.
Yeah, I was wanting Chase to watch The Passion of the Christ with me. I watched it by myself the first time, and oh my God, dude. Yeah, that's what the whole Bible's about, that movie, and that's what everything is about. It's not to come here and make money and acquire shit.
Because if you really look at it right, you know, the Old Testament is really what we're supposed to live by, but people are blind to that because they don't want us to know the truth about the firmament, everything. So that's why everybody goes to the New Testament. Oh,
back in before Jesus came, if you sinned and stuff, they killed you. That the wages of your sins was death.
Yeah.
So we were all supposed to be dying, but yeah.
But that's why they got the New Testament, because the New Testament is
we're sinners, but we don't have to die. It's a
gift.
Gift.
But see, the Old Testament is the truth.
Right.
And the New Testament is somewhat true.
Right.
So.
Right.
You feel me?
Right. The Old Testament is
the
hardcore,
way
and that's why they don't teach it in church and stuff, because it's hard. It's hard to live like that. I mean, it's hard to live like Jesus. But
But you're supposed to strive for perfection.
But you're supposed to strive,
Right.
Like if you're sinning all the time, as long as you, and how I want to put it, like I was saying.
Well, there's three parts to. There's repentance, and that means like changing your ways. That's also.
But yeah, like I was trying to tell Smook yesterday, I was like, everybody's gonna sin, man. Everybody, and I don't care if you don't drink, smoke cigarettes. I don't care if you're a faithful citizen. Everybody sins, but the only way you be able to make that up is by spreading God's word.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So even if you at work,
but you have to have it in your heart too.
In your heart, yeah.
It says you won't be saved by your works. So if you're just trying to do that to get by, you got to actually start living for it. And he'll actually change your what you want, your desires, and he'll have the change of heart within you if you pursue it and you actually want it in the first place.
Because it's all about the heart.
And it's hard I don't get how you don't want it, because all of this is
temporary.
You wouldn't have none of this without him in the first place, and then again, it is temporary.
See, I think the reason I accepted this whole
is a test for your soul. Eternally.
You know, some people vehemently deny the flat earth and shit.
Yeah.
But some people they just take to it, and it's like instant?
Yeah, it's because the truth resonates.
It's because me and Jesus were tight since I could, I've told Chase. But yeah, me and Jesus,
and it's passed down.
Because I was ripped out of my real mom's arms at a really young age, and that was traumatic for me. So I got close to Jesus and God because my new mom, my stepmom, she didn't really fulfill the spot, and she wasn't there for me like I needed. So I was like a neglected child pretty much. But I made it on my own, but I was really tight. Jesus is why I made it through all right, because he was there for me. And I would always ask for his help when I lost my toys and stuff. I'd pray, Jesus, will you please help me find it? And he always helped me find my toys and stuff. And yeah, I would get so frustrated, and I would look everywhere, and I'd come to my wits' end with it, and I'm like, and I would pray, and then it would turn up after
That's happened with me so many times. Like, he'll actually, to encourage you to pray more and show you that it's just no one actually puts faith into it.
Right.
They just immediately, and then when they try to, they're not doing it with faith. But you have to know that that's real. Right. And you'll actually be shown it's real if you know it is.
You have to do it with intentions.
Yeah.
Like if you if you see this person walking by or whatever case may be, don't just pray for them because you think it's the right thing to do. You got to feel it from your heart. Like, dang, I feel bad for this person. And
you got to use discernment. Like when you see a bum, like at a gas station,
Because we can't judge nobody, because the only person who can judge is God. And like with judges and lawyers and stuff like that, because even lawyers, when they put their hand on the Bible, you're swearing on the Bible, and that's a sin. So you already messed up anyway. So even if you're like judges, like how can you judge me? You can't judge me. You know what I'm saying? So even if I get convicted of murder, you're still a part of that, just like the jury is. So that sin is still on your burden.
Well, in the Bible, Jesus never preached about prison or none of that.
No.
He said either you pay a fine or you're killed. There is no prison. You don't have the people, take care of the people. Those are the two, So I mean, there's a lot of. It's just all about. If you're right with God, he'll show you the truth, and you won't have to discern.
But like about the prison
that's what
thing,
discernment is.
Like the prison thing, like how God said either sin or death.
Yeah.
You remember how God gave Satan earth, right?
Yeah.
And Satan knows God's gonna come back one day. So what he's trying to do is make it stretch. You know what I'm saying? Instead of
who?
Satan.
Yeah, exactly.
So he doesn't want everybody to see the truth. That's why. That's why they came up with the New Testament to make people. We don't go to the Old Testament for references, but people.
And now that we're getting down to it, the truth is coming out anyways. It's bound to come out anyway. So he's actually twisting it, and it's like that's why the third eye and the Kundalini stuff is a trap, because your mind is actually. Your third eye is your portal to infinite intelligence, but your mind is separate from your heart and your soul.
Yeah.
So people are getting fooled by the information aspect to it. That's Satan coming in with the truth, and he's letting people see the truth, but they're not in it with their heart.
Which is the God aspect of it. Satan is the knowledge and the info.
And you know how it says when God comes back, we won't know what time or day, whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna hit us like a surprise.
Yeah, and a lot of people gonna get down on their knees and start praying,
but that's why.
Be too late.
It's gonna be too late.
In the night.
Yeah, but that's why we're getting all these signs and all this information now to prepare us. We know it's soon. We don't know when exactly, but
we just gotta prepare ourselves.
He said the information will be sealed away until the end of until the end times, and then it will be decoded, and that's in reference to all this, the end coming, the Antichrist coming, and all this stuff. But he's using Satan as a tool anyway.
He's using him.
It's all in our favor. We win, and there's nothing to worry about. Because fear is the opposite of faith.
How he's using Satan just to test everyone to him.
It's like we really. That's the whole point of righteousness, because once you know that, you can just rise above, and you ain't gotta go into the nitpicking and wasting time with people.
So no, what you saying? You're saying like he's not the bad guy at all. Who?
Yeah, like God, like he doesn't do no bad at all. He uses Satan to get rid of all the bad. You know
and
he gives us the
option. He gives us the option.
Right.
Yeah, and that's ultimate love. Is freedom.
That's ultimate love. Because if you're forced to go love someone, who wants that?
Yeah.
I want someone to come to me out their own free will.
So he gives you an option. So when the time comes, when he asks you, man, look, I gave you an option.
And it says that everyone's without excuse. Like, people are fooled by the knowledge aspect to it and what they learned in the flesh and their brain, but deep down inside they know that we ain't here as no random accident, and we know it compares to all the animals which God made too, but that just shows as an example that we're way different. We have a consciousness.
I just had a new revelation about the dinosaurs and Kent Hovind and all that shit?
Yeah, what?
If dinosaurs even existed, which I don't think they even existed, but all these bones and shit, they're gathering those up because of all the giant bones. You know, when the flood came, there was over 409,000 giants still walking around on this earth. 409,000 giants. Where did all those bones go?
Exactly.
They're piling up them bones and they're turning them into dinosaurs because look, they never took no dinosaurs on the ark. Behemoth, I don't know.
Oh, that's a good point because the whole dinosaur thing, it justifies the globe and the evolution and the atheist Big Bang part of it.
Right. So
but who knows, really?
Is in on it too. He may have described the God like the God of the Bible, but it's like he even went down and did years in jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
people aren't even consciously aware of it half the time. It's a spiritual aspect to where it's that. It's demon possession and influence over the people that they listen to, and it goes up all the way. It's a ladder. It's the money and greed.
We got it. You know what? God will provide food. The birds and the crows and shit, they don't worry about stocking up food.
But look,
and
stuff. It's like an example with him. He don't even realize he's being used to serve the 4 years, but it gets that deep where he is. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when you become overwhelmed with Satan, the sin and the greed and all that. Satan sneaks in and you don't even realize it. He slips you up.
The R8s and the music and you know what I'm saying?
I'm not focused on that though, you know. It's just
because I think, you know, the end is near and there's no sense in focusing on materialistic things.
Because
so
I would have always been like that.
Matters.
I would have always been like that because how I was until I came to Jesus.
Yeah,
and that's what changed my mindset completely and just shifted me. I'm like, I don't even.
Good for you. I'm so glad. God loves us. And
but what's the deal? What's the deal with that dude getting hit with the lightning strike and all that stuff?
Did you want to finish listening?
No, I mean, I heard there's some weird stuff with that movie on the set of it, like you were talking about.
Yeah,
a lot of weird stuff happened.
Look, that was Jesus and God. That was God saying,
"This is."
You ain't never. You don't know what I'm going through. Don't play me. That's Satan's field of.
That dude was getting too into the whole.
Yeah, like he was wanting to be Jesus that bad. Like he's like, my initials are JC and I'm 33 years old. It's like, dude, come on.
Right.
Jesus and God saw right through that shit, and it was so cheesy about it. But the movie was actually good. It was real good. You have to read it the whole time because it's not in English. But
the dude got hit with lightning strike.
The dude that played Jesus, he actually got hit by lightning twice. Dude. Twice. And other people did too on the making of that movie. He had to have heart surgery after it was done. This is a dude your age. He had to have heart surgery. His shoulder was pulled out of socket during the filming of it. I
want to see Rob Skiba's
God's like, son.
Because they wanted to put that spiritual aspect to it, and I'm sorry, but that entertainment world where Satan rules and all that shit, God did not want no part of it. And
you don't make a mockery of God and stuff like that.
But still, it needed to be put out there because I wouldn't have, a lot of people, that's how they come to know God is through videos and movies and stuff.
All it is at this point is the flat earth. That's like the main.
That's it.
That is the flat second biggest thing next to.
Because that just ties everything.
Jesus
it's like
Christ coming here.
You don't got to show people a whole bunch of different stuff. That just leads straight into God and knowing the importance of all of it.
Hearing them planes, man, the echo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I never realized. It's like if this place was infinite and it went on and on and on, why do we hear, like
and ambulance is like far away from, like your house might be way down there by the Big Chicken, and you can hear an ambulance like way over there by the transfer station.
That's probably because of the buildings and stuff, but as far as the airplanes and stuff.
But it's like that with the sight, the vision, it just is always flat.
That's and you can another thing that this video talks about, this Zen Garcia video, it talks about everything that we're talking about. Like it goes into detail about why you can only have a limited amount of vision and you can only see so far because it's real moist, there's water in there.
Yeah, I saw it compared it with looking at a mountain from far away and looking at the ocean. When people say, no, it disappears bottom first, that's how you know. But they compared the same thing with the mountain. I forgot how it went, but it was like the science of the moisture in the air. You could see the same effect on the mountain disappearing bottom first. There was no water.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was doing it with the, like something with the reflection of the water and the moisture in the air,
Yeah.
And it don't matter how big the ball is, if it's going down, you'd eventually it would be a drop off point. It would be a drop off point that you would see
at one point or another, and there never is.
Yeah, it keeps going and going. You can see stuff that disproves their curvature calculations. I mean,
yeah, 8 inches per square mile per mile squared.